but you need to not have edits so deep that I can't tell if you're a real person or not.
If we start talking about these big giant obstacle walls that could exist or be a barrier, then we're not going to get very far.
Or you were surrounded by your girlfriends so tight that I was going to interrupt a conversation and offend the other women because I was interested in you.
The one. Okay, welcome back to another episode of Barbie Does Dating. Again, sans Barbie. Barbie is having a bad day. I'll let her tell you more about that in our next episode. And Steve is out at sea. So to entertain me for today, we have for part two, Bubba Page.
Hey guys, nice to see you.
Round of applause.
I'm so glad I'm back. This is wonderful.
Our last episode, we were into philosophy,
absolutely,
into theory and ideas and
healing.
Some nice moment. We talked a lot about healing. Mm-hmm. And in this episode, we want to focus a lot more on
tactics
and
actual things you can do right now today.
Just telling Bubba,
to make your dating life better.
My life's work. It's all I want to do is help people get together and
I love it.
Stay together. Get together, stay together.
It's happening right now, but you've got some contraptions on the table. What is this?
Before we get into this,
since
you have 8 children, I thought you would appreciate what I have here. So,
yes. Do we need to show the audience what we have?
So, I forgot. They're not seeing this. So I have this and I have this.
This looks amazing.
So,
is this 3D printed?
Here's what you need to know. Yes. So I saw this as an Instagram reel that somebody had one of these.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
I need one of those yesterday. So my neighbor who loves me, he's like a computer engineer. He has everything 3D.
Okay.
And so I sent him the reel and I was like, I need these.
Printing.
So I have a troop of boys that I mentor that are 8.
I love it.
Through church. There's 16 boys. 16.
Oh my gosh, that's
8-year-old boys.
Manage. Wow.
People think I'm a
brave.
saint, but it is so fun. So I grew up with older brothers and I was the youngest and they didn't always let me play. And anyway, now I'm in charge of these boys and it's the best thing ever. So check out this.
Oh, no way. Are you serious?
Okay,
are you going to hit me in the mouth?
I'm going to try.
That is amazing. Oh my gosh, you guys, are you seeing this? 3D printed Tic Tac gum.
And we're not calling it a gun.
Oh yeah, no.
We're calling it a mechanism.
A mechanism device.
It's a dispenser.
Oh my gosh, you ready?
Is that the funnest thing?
We're going to work on it.
Okay, I hear it in
All right, you guys, I'm sorry. We're just having so much fun.
Is this the funnest thing you've ever
I'm totally going to
eat a Tic Tac. So, this design.
Oh my gosh.
This design, my husband shot one into my mouth, and it had so much force, it bounced off of my tongue and came back out.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Even though the tongue is a very good shock absorber, it still bounced out. So is that the coolest thing you've ever seen?
I love orange the best. Orange is my favorite Tic Tac.
So here's the bad part. Tic Tac packages are a lot bigger than this now.
Oh.
So I had to special order these from Amazon. There's who knew there were so many different sizes of Tic Tac things? So this is the smallest one you can get. So I'm going to send you home with one of these.
Hooray.
So that you can shoot your children with it.
I love it.
Don't you think they'll love it?
They are going to absolutely love it.
So my kindly neighbor has printed me 16 of these guns. And I gave you one, so I might have to have him do another batch.
Oh no.
But you're worth it.
Oh, thank you. I love that.
You coming here today.
You guys, well, let's help on the dating side. Again,
okay.
As you know, I'm only a year into this world. I may have a unique perspective just because of the quantity of people that I've come in my direction.
So one thing I'm liking, that I've heard already, is that you are maximizing, and this is something that I encourage all my clients to do.
Yeah.
It's hard to talk when I have 2 Tic Tacs in my mouth. It's surprisingly difficult. I sound like I have a speech problem. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I am always encouraging them to do is to maximize their in real life ability to connect. And that means mobilizing your network of matchmakers. You don't need to hire a matchmaker. I offer matchmaking and date coaching, but you have enough people in your life that care about you, that know great people that are also single, that you can rely on them to send you referrals if you make it safe for them to do so.
Yeah.
Right. So let me talk about how you've done that, because I can hear that it's happening in your life.
Yeah.
How have you made this happen?
I mean, look, I think referrals are by far the best. As an entrepreneur, referrals are the way to go.
You always want a referral.
You absolutely want referrals. It's the best way. Cold outreach is never the best.
Mm-hmm.
And so those that I've built a relationship with over the decades of time, they know that I'm in a single situation now. And so they're always thinking, who is this wonderful woman that I want to set you up with, who would love you and love your children and be able to, blend well.
Yep.
And so when they are gutsy enough, because I know it takes some guts, to suggest, hey, what about this person?
Right.
And for me, what's happened is I've noticed that I have to look first at an attraction. If there isn't an attraction for me, I don't feel like I have enough time in the day to field every inbound request.
Okay.
And so
stop right there.
Okay. I know you had just mentioned.
Stop right there.
To not cut people off.
So, I'm kind
no,
of.
No.
Okay.
I'm
not going to challenge you with that. I would like to, but I'm not. That's not what this is about.
Okay.
When they show you these people and you're taking a gander, this is pre anything being arranged. They're like, what about her?
Yep.
What are they showing you? A photo? You looking at their Instagram? You're looking at their Facebook?
Yeah, most likely they're sending a screenshot of their Instagram or their Facebook page. And so
you hear that, ladies.
If you're looking and people are going to set you up, they're going to probably send me Instagram or Facebook. So what does that mean for you? Please curate your Facebook page and your Instagram page if you want to be seen as someone who is an eligible bachelorette. Please curate so that someone like me can see enough about you to know if I could be interested. Because if not, and I have one photo, and I'm not saying you have to have a public profile on Instagram. I know that that's scary for a lot of people, and you don't have to do that.
You don't.
But on Facebook, you may want to have something that's at least 5 photos.
Even if your stuff is not a public profile, and you think, only my friends are going to see this. That's not true, because your friends are going to screenshot and send it to whoever they want. Yeah. So put things on there that you're proud to have. And also, I would say, as a secondary, create some content.
Yep. No, it's true.
You don't have to Instagram every meal that you're eating, but you probably want to be posting once a week. Let's say somebody wants to fix you up with Bubba Page, and you haven't, and now you're friends.
I'm sorry.
Or let's say you met Bubba Page at a party, you guys connected.
That's right.
Now you're friends. He would like to reach out to you. If you haven't posted anything, any stories, any posts in 6 months, he's going to look psycho, like he's going through the catacombs of your life. Don't make him look psycho. Just give him something recent and current to talk about.
All right, so here's what I'm looking
with
for.
You
let me just lay it out there.
Please.
All right. And I know I'm different from other guys, but hey,
you're not like other guys.
If you've reached out, if you know me or have seen me, this is what I'm looking for. I'm hoping to see at least 5 images of you in different circumstances.
Yes.
If you're a mother, I need to know that. I need to know how many children you have.
Your profile should illustrate your face.
Yeah.
Your body.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect.
No,
just show us what it is and your life.
Uh-huh. I want to know what you're about. What do you believe in? What do you love doing? What are some hobbies? The more pictures, the better. The more content I can see, the more interest I might have. I also want your authentic self. Please don't use filters. I don't want to see a picture of a filtered face and say, no thanks. Number one, it's a red flag that you're not confident in your own skin. I'm not saying you have to have a bikini shot. Please, that's not necessary. But you need to not have edits so deep that I can't tell if you're a real person or not.
What the texture.
I have literally had people send me images of someone that I should be connected with, and I thought they were a fake profile.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this does not look like a real person.
Right.
So be your authentic self. If you're quirky and you have a like of pickles, I love pickles. It's great. I have a friend who started Josh's Pickles. If you love it that much, then show a picture of you with that. And look, the person who is your person is going to love you for that.
Friendship bracelet making.
They're going to love you for that. And look, some of you may be like, well, nobody's paying attention to me. But when I put an AI generated image of me, I get attention.
But not from the people that you want.
It's the wrong attention, because the second they see you in person and you look nothing like your picture, That is not okay. That's not being, in my opinion, honest. And your integrity goes out the window.
Yes.
So women and men, please don't doctor your photos. If you're wanting to have a nicer photo, then go get a professional photo done. But don't use AI. Don't use filters. Just please, please be authentic. I want to know you and your authentic self. Here's another tip. Are you ready?
Wait, spit it out.
So if there is interest, and so looking through a handful of these photos, the more the better. Facebook and Instagram is typically where people are going to find you. I haven't done the LinkedIn thing. That doesn't seem to me to be a place for dating. I haven't gone there. Somebody told me I should, and I was like, no thanks.
It happens.
I know. I'm sure it does. I have not ventured over that direction.
Nor do you need to. You've got plenty going on.
But if there's interest and the connection is made, one of the very first things that I do, you have a few messages going back and forth. I am not going to text for days. That is just not me. I'm not trying to have a text-based relationship.
Yeah.
A phone call is going to occur, and most likely I'm going to FaceTime you.
Yes.
Or having some kind of video call. And I have found that I know not everyone is comfortable with that, and you may feel self-conscious when you get on a FaceTime call with a man that you might be interested in. But please understand, I am never expecting perfect, nor is any man expecting perfect. I want to see you without makeup on. I want to see you in your natural habitat. And it's okay if your kitchen's messy. Like, you don't have to have this perfectly curated thing. If you have the photos that way, great, that's fine. But when I reach out, I want to speak to you on FaceTime. There's this woman right now. This is hilarious. I was introduced. We have mutual friends. Everybody says she's wonderful. They've told her I'm wonderful, whatever it is, right? I have tried to FaceTime her like 5 times. And she will not answer.
She's not answering.
She will not answer.
Do you have a time scheduled?
No.
This is an impromptu.
It's an impromptu.
Okay.
There's reason behind impromptu.
All right.
And I may be judged for that.
I might give you some flack for that. So here's what I'll tell you. This is the process of vetting somebody. We meet in the universe on a dating app, however we meet.
Sure.
We send some messages back and forth to establish some intrigue and curiosity. If we can do that, we're going to, this is a handful of messages. We're talking about uno days, right, of doing this.
Yeah.
Then we're going to say, let's escalate this by exchanging some, when we met, you were like, let's jump on Marco Polo. That's a perfect way to do it, right? Let's send some video clips back and forth. Let's exchange some audio messages. There's some really good research that Hinge put out that says something like you're 87% more likely to go on a date with somebody if you exchange a voice memo with them. 100%. We have to test that conversational chemistry and the cadence of things, right? So first, maybe we can do that.
Then, voice memo can be the first.
That goes well. If we do that for a day, we have to do a video chat. Now, this is where you and I diverge because you're trying to get her impromptu.
Heck yes.
So the research here is that we have 3 seconds to make a first impression.
Ooh, that's tough.
And if you make the wrong impression first, it will take you 17 additional encounters to get them to change their impression.
That sounds like a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
I don't know if guys think about it that way.
No, they don't. So if
maybe women do for men.
If it's dim, ain't no way I would be answering. I'm not going to answer unless I'm lit.
Oh,
right? And not like lit, but unless I've got studio lights on me. I don't need studio lights, but you know, if my makeup isn't on, if my hair hasn't been washed today, I probably don't want that to be my first impression. Not that I'm trying to like catfish him and like go to, you know, get a blowout first. Yeah. But
I think guys are going to hate that.
So
I think guys are going to hate that.
I think you can give her an hour's warning. Okay, that's what I think.
Right. I'm going to FaceTime you in 1 hour.
Can I call you in half an hour?
All right. I can see
that. That's a good compromise. Meet there in the middle?
I like that. I like that compromise.
She doesn't need 10 days, but like, I'm going to be leaving this meeting in an hour. I'll have an hour. Can we FaceTime?
I think that's great. That is appropriate.
Give her 10 minutes warning to get her act together.
Because, you know, it's been funny. The women who have answered, and we have had those, they're always like, oh my gosh, I was not expecting this. And like, that's correct. Yeah. I know you weren't expecting
I didn't want you to. Well, I think we must meet in the middle because I think your opportunity cost is high in not taking those. Oh, did you watch the Do you got Swifties in your household?
Not really.
So
My daughter.
Travis Kelce almost lost his opportunity because he didn't bother to reach out through her proper channels.
Oh my God.
He didn't do any research. He just thought he could get in the elevator and go and hand her a bracelet. And he failed. And he very nearly lost that opportunity. If he could have reached out through 11 different channels that he had and scheduled a proper meet and greet, but he didn't do it. Luckily, the universe worked out. But your opportunity cost is high if you are not willing to at least give her a 30-minute warning.
I love that. Okay, I can appreciate that.
Anyway, let's move on.
Counted. So
I just taught him.
I'm absolutely willing to learn.
I
have so much to learn in this whole process. So if we do have a face-to-face interaction and there's chemistry and there's some fun and it can be lighthearted, some of it goes deep fast. It can go either way. And both are okay. Like it doesn't have to be one way or another. I'm not looking for one way or another, but there does have to be some kind of connection in order for a date to even be considered.
Yes.
And then when a date is happen, I will take the lead. And men, if you're listening, you need to take the lead. So I will take the lead and I will suggest, hey, how about this day or this day? And I usually have 2 days that I'll try and
Women
pick.
will appreciate that.
Oh, okay, good. And then if it's right then and there on the phone that I'm doing it, I may not have a date completely planned yet, but I will plan the date and I will take the lead on that as well.
They will love that too.
And men, if you're watching, take the lead, please.
Do that.
And so what I found is that, okay, let's lock down a date. I will do the planning. And if there's any, whatever, dietary restrictions or something, if we're going out, if we're doing an activity, I'll mention what that activity will be and see if it's okay. Yeah. So look, I love rollerblading. And no, I'm not going to have rollerblading on every date. That's not the thing, but I love it. It's so fun.
It's very fun.
And on a date, it's hilarious because you're connecting the whole time. It's an excuse to be able to touching each other in an appropriate way.
Yep.
And
you got to break that physical barrier.
You can break it. And it's a great way to do it. Look, I love rollerblading. So, which is just kind of a weird, quirky thing. And I'm okay to own that. Yeah. I played roller hockey as a kid. I was an aggressive inline skater as a junior high guy.
Well, that's like such a good philosophy. Too many of my clients go on dinner dates where we sit across from the table and we have to maintain eye contact or it's weird.
While eating.
And we don't know each other. Yeah. It's a lot of pressure and not nearly enough play.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I am going to most likely take the first date on an activity rather than a dinner. Yes. And some may be like, well, you're a cheapskate for doing that because you wouldn't take her to dinner. The reality is I'm trying to get some more of this chemistry history between us before we have a sit-down dinner date or something like that. Look, if it's a quick lunch, that's different, but I want to go on a walk. I want to go on a hike. I want to go on a run. I want to go, can we do something active? Because one, that's something that's important to me.
Yeah. Can she maintain
Can she maintain it? Not that I'm asking you to do my level of whatever physical exercise we're doing. I'm not looking for that. But is it something that you might enjoy? And if you're like right off the bat, heck no, I'm not going rollerblading. That's okay. I'm not going to not take you out again because you didn't want to rollerblade.
Some people aren't coordinated.
And I get that. So I'll suggest something different.
Right.
But I am going to try and do something more active. It's usually shorter time. And in case it doesn't work, then you have an hour and a half or an hour or two and it's done. Rather than a 3 or 4 hour thing.
Would you like to know my rule?
Please. What's the rule?
A first date, 1 hour, max 90 minutes.
Interesting.
Don't go over that. What if you're having a great time? Should you go over that?
I'm going to suggest you would say no.
No. Mm-hmm. You should leave wanting more. You should leave on a high note.
Fascinating.
Like there's more for us to do and to discover. A lot of people make the catastrophic mistake of allowing dates that are going so well to last 3 hours, or 3.5 hours,
too long,
or 4 hours.
I've done that.
And then the next time you ask out, you think,
is this going to be 3 or 4 hours?
This is going to be 4 hours. Like I really like that, but I don't have it to give. And
interesting.
And I just feel like I should avoid.
Good point.
Call because I don't have that to give.
Yeah.
So if you can give the gift of brevity, that will increase the likelihood that there will be a second follow-up.
Interesting. Here's the thing that I would love to see. I'm going to take that to note because I have done longer dates.
Yeah.
Like literally 6 hours climbing a mountain.
Second date is great for that.
That's true. It was a second date.
But a first date.
Got it. So then, as a guy, if you as a woman have interest, you may want to express something like that. You don't have to say the words, but there's it will help.
So you appreciate when women say how they are thinking or feeling.
Look, if you say how you feel or thinking, that's great, but you don't even have to say the words all the time. Express it. So if you have some level of interest, you probably want to show something.
So what are the ways that could be expressed, either verbally or non-verbally?
So verbally would be things like, I'm having a really great time. Like, this conversation is so interesting to me. You intrigue me. Like, there's so much more of your story I would love to know. Things like that. Or like, wow, I've never thought of something like this. That is a unique perspective. And like, you're showing interest in the conversation. You're showing interest in that person. You're curious about their life and their experiences. Even if you don't agree with something that has happened in their life or whatever, but you're interested in that person, you can still express that interest.
I think that's so
and not even agree.
important.
I think it's good for you, if you don't agree, to state it. For example, there was someone who, what did they ask? I didn't even ask, but they asked me for my opinion, and I disagreed with their opinion. And I did that on purpose. One, because it's authentic. I'm not trying to people please. I'm a recovering people pleaser.
Nice.
And I wanted to be authentic to my belief or my thought on that topic, even though it was not what that person wanted to hear. But I think it was refreshing for that person to hear that, even though it wasn't maybe what they wanted to hear. And I hope that we can all be strong enough in our own beliefs and our own systems to know, like, this is me, and I know who I am, and I'm going to stand up for those pieces, especially when it comes to morality and when it comes to sex. Like, I am going to be clear about my stance that I am not going to do that before marriage. And you know, some like to hear that, and others don't want to hear that. And others laugh and say, I'm going to break that rule. I'm like, okay, well,
I'd like to see you try.
You could try. But if somebody doesn't respect those boundaries, then they're not the right person.
Right.
And especially for women, I've heard so many of these women they've gone on these dates, they're interested in the guy, and then the guy pushes the boundaries, especially from an intimacy standpoint. And then they feel like they're supposed to, because that person wants it and they're interested. And I would say, please don't allow your boundaries to be dropped based on what a man, especially a man, is wanting from you. And this is just a hard call out to the guys. One, you should start to understand what those boundaries might look like for a woman, and to never cross them. And if it's an accident of some way, shape, or form, you say something, like, you must be accountable, and you need to fix that ASAP. Women, if that happens, you need to see that as a red flag. If they're not respecting you and what you've decided from, specifically when I'm talking about intimacy or physical touching or something that goes beyond what you want, you have to let them know. And what I found, especially in the 30, 40 years dating, is that, look, there's a huge spectrum of what is accepted and what's not. And people are willing to do this, and some can't do that. But nobody knows. And until you're in that circumstance, to me, it's like a don't do drugs, motto. You have to make the choice now in your non-negotiables list.
The decision is made.
Make the decision now of what you are or are not willing to do, because when you're in the heat of the moment,
things change.
It could be really difficult to make that choice then.
And you both need to be playing for the same, decision, right?
Absolutely. And if they're not,
here's what I would say to that. So I don't know if you're talking about later on, or if you're still talking about first, second date.
Oh, this is anytime. If they're crossing your boundaries, that's a red flag.
Yes. But since we're talking about first date behavior, or at least that's kind of where we started.
Okay, yeah.
I would tell you, that's okay. I would tell you that sequence matters. So the type of talk that we're having, we don't want to steer into problem talk, right? If there might be differences that we have, that's fine. We can have differences, but on a first date scenario, we don't want to steer towards that. We want to be like, oh, that's a big one. We don't know each other real well yet. Let's push pause on that and tell me more about your hobby of paper airplane making or whatever it is, right? So the sequence matters. There's an order of operation. If we start talking about these big giant obstacle walls that could exist or be a barrier, then we're not going to get very far, even in discovering how could this person fit into my life, if any, in whatever capacity.
Interesting.
Right. And a lot of, there's some really good research, and this will not surprise you from an entrepreneurial perspective. Your next big opportunity is going to come from somebody that exists in your network, probably that is not real close to you, right? That's where big opportunities tend to come from, not from your best friend. And the same thing is true with your dating opportunities and your romantic relationship development opportunities. Those opportunities come sometimes from a weird source, right? So if we only approach people who we think affirmative, they're attractive enough for me to be attracted for a good long lifetime, and they have this and they have that, and so now I will initiate a conversation, then it's really hard you've really narrowed it down, and you've lost a lot of opportunity to connect with people that would probably be great loose ties for you in some other way, and that could produce something wonderful for you in the future.
That's fascinating. I would love to know this better then when you're in the picking mode. Look, the women that I've gone out with, they say that the second they join an app, they've got 1,000 likes, people swiping up, and they hurry and shut it off because within 24 hours, they can't even handle the amount of men that are swiping on them.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's just way too much to handle. So when they're going through and trying to choose, and same thing for me, I have to have some kind of standard of operating, like an operating procedure.
Sure.
And so I'm looking at key elements that fit maybe a certain type of a profile. Again, this isn't a color of hair thing. It's not a height thing. That's not what I'm looking for.
They're like the right tribe.
But you have to find something like that. So how would you suggest for both men and women to at least narrow down? Because look, I think the world is large. I know a lot of people saying there's nobody out there to date, but there's plenty of fish in the sea, and maybe that's just my perspective, but I'm having a wonderful time in this process and learning about myself and others. But how do we narrow that down enough so that when we do end up taking the time, I only have so much time in the day. And when I have my kids, I'm not doing, if any, dating when I have my kids. Yeah. So I have half the time to even open that up as an opportunity.
Yeah.
How do I narrow it down?
Well, first of all, I will say this is not a typical problem, that people have way too much opportunity that they can't even handle it. So let's just point that out.
I didn't mean
that. For you in this situation, and really beautiful women do have this problem where they get on an app and they're overwhelmed almost immediately. Back in the day when I was dating in 2004, anybody could send anybody a 600-word letter if they wanted to, Now, at least like on Mutual and there is some element of we have to match.
Yeah.
And if you look at somebody and look at their profile, it's pretty easy to weed them out. But I will say it doesn't take long. It's a funnel. A sales funnel, right?
Of course.
It's a funnel. So there is going to be a lot that has to go in, but it's going to concentrate as it goes down as you're texting. And if she's not witty or if she's not she swears, there's going to be things that are going to trigger to you oh, this is not it. But you're still going to come out with enough people that you can have a 15-minute Zoom call, FaceTime with in order to find out. So I don't know if that's helpful. If I've
that is
helpful.
Question. That is helpful. I'm trying to just make sure that I don't miss the right opportunities because maybe they don't have more than one or two pictures, or maybe they do. They haven't curated their Facebook. Or Instagram.
I mean, if you were my client, I would say let's just not worry about the apps because you seem to have plenty of opportunity and a large network that's mobilized and motivated to keep sending you referrals. That's going to be those same girls are probably on a dating app too, so it's not like you're going to miss them there. If it ever comes to be kind of a drought time for you, then you and I will talk, and I can help you. I can help you with that. There's also a lot of people who are in your situation would maybe hire a dating concierge to sort of manage the vetting process and only hand you candidates who they feel like are up to what you would want them to be up to, or are a good fit. I guess that's a better way to put it.
I can see the value in that for sure.
And that's kind of an expensive service, but it does exist, and I have provided it. I'm not currently doing that, but I just don't have the time.
Yeah, I get it.
But this is a
there
thing.
something
This
that
is a service
exists,
that
right?
does exist. Yeah.
Fascinating, and I can see the value as a busy business owner, as a dad of 8, who loves to do a lot of things.
Yes.
I could see something like that being super
As I
helpful.
was developing my business, I did a lot more of that, of concierging. Yeah. And then I would say, you got one. There's a really good one. You gotta let me know how this goes, because I'm very excited about this potential.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
That's so great. Okay, so
and it gives accountability too. It's
sure
nice
does.
to have some accountability in
No,
there.
I can appreciate that. And look, if people are, because people have asked me like, well, Bubba, what are you looking for? What could other women think about when they're approaching someone? I believe it's okay for a woman to approach a man. If I'm in a public setting, if I don't feel that there's any like eye contact, or if there's some type of nod,
Yes.
I'm going to have a harder time just walking right up to you. Number one, I don't even know if you're married or not. I'm trying to check for rings.
You're scratching my itch so good.
Oh, this is good.
Yes,
I'm getting
this
there.
is what people need to
Look,
hear.
I would love it to be an in-person interaction first. I would love that. But look, I'm in work stuff and kid stuff all the time. And so I'm not, look, I don't do bars. Like, that's not my thing. I don't hang out at single places often. I don't have time for that. So if I'm in a place, and if a woman was interested, or they even noticed, could you do something? Like, could you at least make more than just a glance of an eye?
Yeah.
Because one glance is normal. Everybody makes a glance, and I'll smile, and it's fine.
Yeah.
I do that too. Kids and 90-year-olds it's all the same. We smile, and it's fine. So if you're going to allow the man to know, the second, you may linger a little bit, right?
So one of my matchmaker friends, her name's Julie Furman.
This is so fun, by the way.
She's Cupid's coach. That's her podcast. Anyway, she says, you look at a man and that's great. And you smile and you're warm, and that's human. That's to be human.
That's human. Yep.
The second one tells him that you're curious.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it doesn't have to
Amen.
be even that you're interested, just that you're curious. So if you got to do a second glance, which means in order to get even this far, that means your phone has to be away.
Mm-hmm.
If you're usually, when we're in a social setting and we're a little bit feeling pressure or awkward or a little panic,
Grab the phone.
we grab the phone and we look at it. And
Don't do it.
And nobody is going to approach you if you are looking at your phone. So keep your phone away. Deal with the anxiety. Everybody else is too.
Yeah.
Have a look around. Flash some smiles. Make some eye contact. And if he is interested, then he knows he could pursue you.
Yeah.
But you're cutting off all your opportunities if you look at your phone instead.
Here's the thing, and maybe this is just me, and you can tell me I'm wrong.
Okay.
I don't mind at all if there was a way in person for that person to say something. It doesn't matter what it is, just say something.
Yes.
And that is a gateway for me to open up.
Yes.
And to ask questions and engage in all of those things. I'm not afraid to ask for a phone number if I know, one, the person is actually not in a relationship.
Yeah.
That's a key. And in most circumstances in public, I won't approach anyone because I don't want to be the guy who's
It's 2025.
talking to somebody who's in a relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I don't even want to waste time with that. So if there was a way for a woman to allow the man to know, and look, we're thick-skulled, so we're not even a second glance, I may be like, oh, does she recognize me from online or something?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not thinking, oh, wow, she's into me.
She might be curious about what this is.
Right? No, I would probably, okay, well, I'll wave and like smile because maybe she's seen me online before. And so I don't have a clear indication. And so if there was just one other thing that you could do,
I talk about this a lot with my clients, where they are deathly afraid of being the pursuer. They don't want to have to be the pursuer.
And it is more masculine in nature.
And I'm here to tell you that it is not an all or nothing thing. You're either not a pursuer or being pursued. There's this whole gradient that exists, and your role is to figure out where in that gradient you not want to exist. So what I recommend is that we give this guy 2 thumbs up and a green light.
Yes, I love
so that he knows he can walk towards you, and that will be welcome if he does.
I love that.
You don't have to say, here's my number.
Yep.
You don't have to ask him out on a date. There's a lot you can do way before you get to that line that will indicate to him that his interest in you is welcome.
And most guys won't know. until you
They
make
won't
it
know.
fairly clear. And just so you know, like I was trying all these things and he never came to talk to me. He must not be interested. You're probably wrong. He probably was interested, but he was intimidated and didn't know how to do it. Or he didn't feel welcomed. Or you were surrounded by your girlfriend so tight that I was going to interrupt a conversation and offend the other women because I was interested in you.
The one. Yeah.
And so somehow you've got to put yourself in a place to allow that to be a little bit easier. I know it's harder said than done. Is that right?
Easier said.
Easier said than done. Thank you. I was like, that didn't come out right. So that's in an in-person circumstance.
Yeah.
And look, it's few and far between when I'm in a place like that. So then it turns out to be online. And so when it is online and it's on socials or on a dating app, and I have been on them and seen how they work, I haven't been actively using any of those. But again, please curate your profile. Make sure that there are clear images of what you're all about and the quotes or the whatever you're going to use, that it makes sense about we can find something out about you that would intrigue us and interest us.
It's engaging.
It's
It
engaging.
like gives me something that I want to say back to it.
And look, if you need, have your friends or family give you like a thumbs up on the pictures you used or not. Please don't hide if you have children. Like I need to know that. I know some will like put that only pictures of themselves and they don't want to put their children. You can even cross out the children's faces.
Put the emoji on their
You can
face
put
or
emojis.
have them turned around backwards.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways to feature
Yes.
your kids without exposing them to,
Totally.
their identities.
Yep. But I want to know. I want to know about you, and it's not a deterrent. Look, I've taken women out with 0 children, and I've taken them out with 8 children.
Yeah.
And it's like all in between, I am totally open, and I know that at my age, I will be bringing on other children into my life, and I'm totally looking forward to that moment. It'll be just fine. And I know some of you have probably thought, well, if I show that I have six kids, guys aren't going to be interested. The right type of person will be. And I think that's what you're going for. So be your true authentic self, put yourself in a good place, foot forward. And then I'm okay when people reach out to me. When they do reach, I know this maybe is going to sound weird. So online, some people will reach out and they're so brave. And they're like, hey, I've seen you here. You seem like a good guy. I'd love to get to know you better. And that's really, really gutsy. I know for a lot of women to do it.
It takes a lot.
It takes a lot of bravery and courage. And I know it's hard. I know for me, and a lot of the times it's not the right time, it's not the right, place, person, thing, whatever, and I'll be open and transparent about that. But I don't know how. It's almost like, how am I going to find you? I don't know how to find you, and if you're interested, I don't know how to find you. And
so don't just reach out and say, shoot your shot. But are you saying connect it to your Instagram?
I don't know.
or-
This is hard. This is.
What are you saying? When
I
you're saying
haven't-
how do I find you?
I haven't fully made this. I haven't fully fleshed this out. So this is a rough draft.
Hey,
here.
let's
All right, we're just
do
hearing
this live.
So I know it's so scary for a woman to reach out to a man, especially online. And I appreciate that bravery. And I don't even expect everyone to do that. I just am thinking for someone that's in my position, I don't know who to even reach out to. I don't know if you exist. And there's having a following online makes it difficult to know who is in a relationship and who's not, or who could be interested and who's not. And so I just tend to not do any outreach unless I know some of that information. So it's usually through a mutual connection. If you can find a mutual connection to get in touch with me, that'll be 100 times better than anything else. And you don't have to worry about the cold outreach or whatever. I'm trying to learn better about my own outreach. If I find the people who might fit into
Who you're curious about.
who I'm curious about. And so maybe teach me, like, how should I be approaching that type of a scenario where I'm trying to be intentional. I'm trying to find people with similar values.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find and experience and learn. I think that every relationship, not even a full-blown relationship, but every even date, there's something to learn from. So I don't ever see it as a waste of time. It's more of I can learn something from this person. They're going to be curious. I'm going to be curious about what they're all about. But how does how do I make that outward approach
So
in a better way?
yeah, so I actually have I am actually, since we're fleshing this out live, and this is a new concept, a new formula that I've just come up with, this week. And so I wish I had a cute infographic. I will. So it's topic plus disclosure plus question.
Topic plus disclosure.
So I'm reaching out to you because of topic. And the thing that is interesting about that is this disclosure. And the question I have for you is X. So it's something like, she's reaching out to you for a reason, or you're reaching out to her for a reason. State what it is. And then you're feeling a way, or you had a thought that you wanted to share it. There's something you want them to know about you, tell them.
Yeah.
And then ask a question. Make it easy for them to respond. Because if you just reach out and say, I'm just kind of curious about you and I don't know your deal and I don't know anything about you really, but you caught my eye, where do I go with that? What is this? Do you want to date me? Do you pick my brain for business? There's a one night stand? Like, what is this? What are you hoping for?
I love that.
But if you channel it for them and package it, they know what to do with it when they get it. And I don't have any research on this, obviously, but I would think you're much more likely to get a response if you package it, using this formula.
With a clear, I'm interested in this, in you,
Topic,
or this.
Disclosure, question.
So for me, having working online and being in that space, I'm getting comments and DMs all the time.
Yeah.
And
about things that you're doing. And
about things I'm doing.
You probably did that 6 weeks ago or 6 years ago, and you don't even remember it, but they're just seeing it for the first time.
They're seeing it, or they're commenting about a topic, or they're seeing a podcast like this and asking a question. I have no idea if you're interested or not, or if you're just engaging with my content.
Yeah.
And so I do need to have a little bit more than just a comment on as an engagement.
So something would sound like, hey, I just found your, what did you say, father movement?
Yeah.
I just found your father movement, and I just wanted to reach out and say, my husband died or left or whatever, and I really want somebody like that. You've stood out, and I want you to know I really appreciate what you're doing, and I would love to get to know you personally better.
I love that ending.
You would tell them your intention. So I don't know if you're into rollerblading, but I am often rollerblading at Murray Park or whatever. So you could find me there. Package it like that and be specific and really shoot your shot.
Okay. I love that. I think because the first part of it, of asking asking a question, to me is like normal engagement. And so I don't know the difference, but it's the ending of, and I'd like to get to know you better.
Yeah, I would really like to get to know you better. You're the type of person that I would really like to date.
So flip it. That person doesn't produce content. I don't know even how to message them.
So are they reaching out to you, or you're just seeing them?
So I'm flipping it.
You're just seeing
now them. I'm seeing them, and I'm intrigued. I'm curious.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody's told me about them, or I've just whatever. How do I go about doing that?
So I would say, I'll make up some facts since you haven't given me any. So I would say, hey, John told me about the work you're doing with the refugees, and I think that is so needed, and just I'm so impressed with what you're doing. I've wanted to be involved, and more than that, I just really admire. I'm single, and I just really admire women who have a big heart like that. If you would like to. I don't know if you know me or if you want to get to know me, but I'm curious to know more about you.
Okay. I love that. But making sure they know I'm curious about you.
I'm curious. I'm single.
Yeah.
Clarify that.
I love
and
that.
I'm curious. I'm single. I like women like you because of that topic.
I think that's fantastic. This is great. I'm so new to this. I hope people are learning from this whole process.
I hope they are too. Well, they tend to. We get good feedback. That's why we keep doing it.
Oh, I think it's hilarious. Okay. Now, if we're on a date and we're actually together.
Yes.
And I've planned the date. I've curated this experience for us to do.
You've made it fun and playful, and we're avoiding problem talk and
Yes.
things. Yes.
To the best of our ability.
Yes.
I know that, depth of conversation, that cadence of going back and forth is important.
Yeah.
If you are interested, if the woman is interested, please let me know. Please let the man know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a touch on the arm. Maybe it's something that's like, this has really been a great experience. I've had a great conversation. Love to do it again. Like anything like that will give the hint. Some women are amazing at that, and it's very clear that there's positive intention moving forward.
Yeah.
And others are a little bit more closed off, and I'm sure they're unsure, or they're trying to protect themselves maybe from hurt in the past.
Yeah.
But a guy needs to know if there's room for another date in the future.
Well, you got to shoot your shot. And either he is or he's not.
Yeah.
And wouldn't you rather know tonight
Yep.
than have to worry about it for 3 weeks?
So then here's a question. So knowing that, there's people that you're going on probably multiple dates with people and other people, since you're not if I'm not in an exclusive relationship, the cadence of communication. I find that some are a lot easier to talk to, and so it's a more frequent conversation. But I'm also trying to make sure I'm not leading anyone on. But I don't know how. I'm trying to learn the best way of making it the right cadence. I'm a friendly person. I like learning about people. I'm curious about their lives and about their experiences, and so I find that I'll engage with people. And then I'll realize, oh my gosh, it's probably been 5 or 6 days and we've been communicating, but I don't necessarily see a future. And so then I'm like, I've probably been sending the wrong signals. And so help me to know, and maybe from a women's or a man's perspective, how can I make sure I'm setting the right signals in the right way?
Okay. So if you're really into somebody and they're into you, we're going to see a lot of mirroring, right? Where if I send you a text message that's this long, you're going to send me that one back. And if I reach out to you, you're going to reach out to me, and we're going to have that cadence, right? If they are using like flirty language or flirty emojis or something, and you're not, we should take that as sort of a sign. They should too. They may not, right? Not everybody can read that. So, I think it is kind to be clear, and we can either do this in person if it makes sense, where we say, gosh, there's so many things to like about you, and I've really there's a lot of things I admire. I'm not sure how you're feeling. I'm not sure I'm there on romantic sparks, but I definitely want to keep you like in my life. But I want to be clear about kind of what I'm thinking and maybe wonder how you're feeling.
Interesting. Just have the DTR right there.
Have the DTR. I would
define the relationship.
If you think we're going like the funnel is channeling, and she's falling and she doesn't need to, please be kind.
Yeah. And make that communication.
And it's not like we can redirect this and say, you're great. Romantically, it's not the right time. I'm not in the right headspace for that.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be clear about that, but I know somebody who I think you would go great with, and I would love to maybe fix you up with them.
That's friend zoned right there.
Yeah, it's friend zoned.
They have beneficially friend zoned.
Yeah.
And I think having friends in this circumstance is so wonderful, and it's a beautiful
having
thing.
other singles in your corner is a good thing.
So
it's not a bad thing.
But it has to come. I've found that the more transparent I can be, the more friends I end up accumulating. If I am not as clear in my communication, then it doesn't end up maybe as friendly. And I found that from my perspective.
Yeah.
And I know I am a conversationalist. I love communicating with people. I love getting to know them. I'm curious. And so sometimes I feel like maybe on a first date, that they may feel more of a connection than maybe I do, but we did connect on that date because I love the conversation. And so having to clarify maybe what that might look like on a second or third date. I don't know. I'm not trying to do it too soon. I'm not trying to wait too long. But I do feel like it's my responsibility to be transparent about the way I feel.
Well, and I think you can, if that is too intense for you to have the full DTR, you can always kind of work into your language. You know, this other girl that I'm seeing, I went out with this other girl the other night, and tell a story. So she's clear that like you're out there dating, and this isn't, you know, I'm not trying to woo you specifically. Right? There's clues that you can drop.
This is just so funny.
I'm sorry that you're here.
I love that we're diving this down.
There is so a lot of exciting outcomes for you.
Oh, no question.
I know that you didn't think you would be here, but there's a lot of people that are excited that you're here.
Why, thank you. I appreciate that. I've actually had such a good time so far.
Well, good,
it's been a great experience. Like, there are just so many wonderful quality women that are out there that have their head on straight, that are working on themselves, that are doing the healing that they need, that, you know, have a strength in a relationship with God. Like, there are so many wonderful people, and it's been a blessing to get to know them and their stories. It's also so sad. And I know I'm only hearing half of the story of one side, but so many sad stories. Yeah. And just my compassion and empathy for what they've been through is just devastating. Yeah. I just feel for them. And I know for me, I am, you know, quality time, physical touch is probably where I'm at when it talks about love languages. I don't know if those are still a thing.
That's fair. Well, there's no research behind that.
No research. It's just a thing.
Somebody's idea. Well, and I mean, it's
I know gift giving's like my worst.
It's a really good observation. Like, these are the ways that we give and receive love, but there's actually no research.
No reason. That's all right. I know for me, and so I do try to be careful because I feel compassion for some of these people, and I just want to give them a huge hug. Yeah. And I want to be like, just
you want to wish them
bring it in and just I'll hold you for a minute because you're hurting inside. Yeah. Right. But I also need to make sure I'm not leading.
Well, and you can't. I mean, this is costly, right? Like, we're depleting your own resources, and you only have a finite amount of time and emotional bandwidth that you can put at this, you know, and so we want to channel it wisely. We want to invest wisely in the right people. But that's not saying that some of these friend zone people it's wise to invest in those things too. Yeah. Because they can often yield you new opportunities that you wouldn't get otherwise.
No question. And ending in a positive light totally makes sense.
Yes.
So
you want your reputation here in Small Lake City.
Oh my gosh.
To be really good.
I know.
Because the pool is not as big as it could be.
It is so small. Everybody knows everybody. Yeah. It's quite hilarious actually. Yeah. And I know that and I've had to learn my way through this because I didn't have this type of training before I came in here. I've tried to be as clear and transparent as often as I can, but there have been a few that I haven't been as transparent with. Yeah. And
it happens.
And it didn't end as friendly. And I'm like, dang it, that's on me. I need to be better at that. Yeah. And so it's been a total learning experience. So I'm trying to think. I had a question on my mind before I forgot. In relation to taking it to the next step. So again, have yet to be in an exclusive relationship, and that's by design to this point. Yeah. I know that will occur, and it'll be a wonderful, beautiful experience, and probably will learn a whole lot. Yeah. In that process. So when you've found someone, is it the point where I am no longer interested in seeing other people, therefore exclusivity makes sense? Is that kind of that's your line? Or are there other ways where you're like, you need to be in an exclusive relationship from this moment moving forward? Or is it just, I'm not interested in others?
Exclusivity usually comes, and I'm aware of the time here, so we'll make this our last thought here. But exclusivity usually comes when, gosh, I want to spend more time with this person, but I'm limited because of my other life responsibilities. It would be easier if she were just part of my life. That's when you know it is time to be exclusive, because I don't want to see anybody else. Yeah. And I want to be able to bring her around, like, say, my parents or my coworkers or my kids. You know, that one would probably come later. But but really what an exclusive relationship about is integration of our lives. Of like, I'm allowed to be with her in her spaces that are not just her and I, and she's allowed to be with me in my real life sort of living.
Okay, that's beautiful.
That's what exclusive commitment really means. Is at least from, you know, I'm not sure there's any research to back that up, but from 20 years of watching people do this, that's what makes something exclusive.
And so when that occurs,
Mm-hmm.
and that choice has been made, do you let the other people know that you have been communicating with? Because I'm assuming most are talking to more than one person in this funnel that we talked about.
They usually tend to like peter out. So I would say more often than not, there's a disclosure conversation where we really decide that it's just us.
Yeah.
And now we can take these, to the next level, and you can come into my home and I can meet your these things.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just organically happens, and both know.
Probably
Mostly
better to be
because,
clear, though.
Mostly because we're just,
We're
our
spending time
behavior is so predictable. He gets off work, he calls me. Right? He gets home from work, he calls me. Like, I just kind of know where he's at and what he's doing. So, and vice versa. I know where she's at. I know what she's doing. She just doesn't have any time to be dating some other fella, because I kind of am aware of where she's at all the time.
And then the understanding, let's say the woman is more of an at-home and she's not working, the understanding that I am working and that I do have 8 children and that there's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
How do they know when it's the lack of communication is because of lack of interest, or because I literally don't have a moment to reach out? If I've, like, for example, and I'm sure there's always a way to reach out, but I'm trying to help. When do you know if there's a lack of communication from an interest or it's just crazy schedule?
Do you ever, you're probably too young. Do you remember Dr. Laura? Do you know who that is?
Oh, for sure.
Laura?
Schlesinger.
Yes. Okay. You do remember. So she had this phrase that is like, I wish it wasn't true, but it is true. A man in love will swim through shark-infested waters to bring you a lemonade.
That's awesome.
So if you're really interested in somebody, and yes, you have all these kids, and yes, you have all these work responsibilities, you still sneak in like a quick selfie, like you still sneak in a quick text that says, I can't wait till 6:30, right? You will find a way to let her know. Mm-hmm. And if you don't, you might not be that into her. Yeah. And
so for a woman to know that, he just might not be that into you.
He might not.
And that's hard to hear.
It is. And at the same time, it's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a lot of things that are hard to hear, but good to know. Yeah. If I had a nickel for every time one of my clients spent 6 months or 6 years with the wrong person because it was just so hard to say the thing that they probably needed to know, just years wasted, years.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, it makes sense. And look, maybe there's some grace with the communication but I can see your point of the man will swim through shark-infested waters.
He will. Man who is motivated by a woman is going to find ways to let her know, even if anything. That's the other thing that she said. This is a Dr. Laura. Even if anything.
That's a lot of pressure on the guy.
Well, and for her too. Women are also busy. And also have a million things going on.
100%. But it's those little sweet thoughts.
Little sweet thoughts. Mm-hmm. And just like it's texting you a photo. Like, I might text you a photo of this can and say, look what I got. And I'm in a 4-minute break, but I got my, what am I drinking?
Poppy.
I've got my poppy.
Yeah.
And it's going to make you smile. Or like, oh, I saw this and it made me think of you. It's a funny meme. There's a lot of communication that we do. Or my day is like, and then insert funny meme. And it doesn't take any time at all, but it connects us. Like it's funny because we are such a disconnected society. It's never been easier to connect.
That's fascinating.
Isn't that?
It makes me think a lot, and it's helpful, and it gives clarity. I think all of us should hear this and say, then maybe that person's just not that into you, and that's going to be heartbreaking for a lot of people.
But we want to focus on. We want to invest wisely. We want a good return on what we're giving, and if we're giving a lot to something that is not.
And giving in
well, and you're not a client, so you don't know all my isms, but we have this. I have this acronym called AIR, and any relationship in order to take off needs air, right? I have this like vision or illustration of a hot air balloon, right? And AIR stands for availability, interest, and readiness. And all three of those things have to be mutually reciprocal between the two of you for it to work out. So if one of you calendar-wise is not available, then it's not going to take off. This relationship cannot lift off because we don't have mutual levels of availability for each other. And I've told this story a lot. I have a client who's an anesthesiologist in California, and a specialty one at that, and really wanted to be a wife and really wanted to be a mother and worked 90 hours a week. She just didn't have the availability. So upon making awareness, no, she became a part-time employee, and she was in a relationship within 6 months.
Oh my gosh.
And she's been married now for years and years.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Readiness is a big one for me too.
Yeah, the thing, like, Bubba was not ready for a committed, progressing relationship 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And maybe you're not now either, but at some point you will be.
Yeah.
And you might meet somebody who is earlier on in their journey. And no matter how great Bubba is, she's not ready. So this is not taking off. And she's great, you're great. It's just not
timing.
It's just
isn't
not
there.
Yeah. It's not enough air.
Incredible. I love that.
Yeah.
This has been so much fun.
Oh, good. Well, it's been really great to meet you.
I know. I learned a lot. So hopefully everybody here is learning a lot.
Really enjoyed this too. Okay, well, let's wrap up. What should our listeners know about how to reach you?
Yeah, of
learn
course.
More about what you're up to.
I'm most active on Instagram, just Bubba Page, or LinkedIn, Bubba Page, if you're thinking businessy stuff. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an investor. That's kind of my go-to on a day-to-day basis. That's the best way. I think socials are great. Love to connect with people. I try to answer as many questions as I can. I don't see all of my DMs, so please don't be frustrated if I don't respond personally back to you.
Yeah.
But I do have some help with people managing a little bit of that.
Good. Well, thanks for taking the time to come in and to share your thoughts and your insights and to be part of this discussion. It was really, really yummy.
Oh, well, I learned a lot. So here we go, guys. Round of applause. It was great.
Let's do this again sometime.
Absolutely. Cheers.